Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good evening to all. As we all know that gold hallmarking has become mandatory from 16th June, as per the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution announced the press release on that it has to be effective from 16th June, and this has kindled a lot of interest among the jewelers, and this is why we thought that the chamber should do a program enlightening them about how it has to go through. So before we start the technical session, I invite our President, Dr. V.L. Indira Dutt, to please welcome the gathering. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. Respected Speaker of the Day, Sri MVSD Prasad Rao, Scientist and DDG Bureau of Indian Standards, Southern Region, and fellow chamber colleagues and other industrial colleagues, good evening and warm welcome to you all. I'd like to congratulate Mrs. Rama Venugopal, Chairman Quality Subcommittee of the Chamber, for initiating this useful program. I extend my warm welcome to Sri Prashant Kumar, Co-Chairman MSME Subcommittee, and Sri G.R. Ananta Padmanabhan, EC member of the Chamber, who are pioneers in jewelry business, for their participation in today's program. As you are all aware, Andhra Chamber has been conducting regular initiatives, programs for members, associations, associate members as part of the creating an enabling system to improve their trade and commerce focus. Chamber has been taking members of business delegation trips to international markets to establish a connect for chamber members in international markets. All these are done through collaborative engagements with international chambers of commerce, trade councils, etc. As we all know, most of the businesses in the country belong to MSME segment, and majority of the businesses, in fact, fall under the micro small business categories. With widening of the MSME definition last year, many growth stage, medium and large size businesses are also included into MSME definition. In fact, the MSME definition got widened further recently to cover retail traders and wholesale businesses too. International trade and commerce is always linked to businesses showing compliance to technical regulations, standards, certifications, accreditations, IPR, etc. of the country of origin, and also as per the importing countries' rules and regulations. Hence, businesses need to constantly follow various conformity assessment guidelines that are applicable to the businesses. Today's program aims for the jewelry sector based on the recent announcement made by Ministry of Consumer Affairs, making hallmarking of gold jewelry mandatory in the country in a phased manner. We have eminent speakers from Bureau of Indian Standards with us today to share the scheme details with industry representatives. Chamber will continue to drive more marketplace engagements for businesses to improve their businesses' focus and scale up their businesses by utilizing the opportunities. We have made these programs accessible to non-members also so that they can get benefited by these rich knowledge sessions. Thank you for joining us today and hope you will find sessions informative and beneficial in your business. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And we have with us today Mr. V.S. Prashant Kumar, the co-chairman of the MSME subcommittee of the chamber. He is also represents the pioneer group of jewelry, Bhumidi Bangaru Jewellers. And I request Mr. Prashant Kumar to please offer his remarks to set the context for the program.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, a happy evening to one and all. At the outset, I would like to appreciate the efforts of our Madam President, Dr. V.R. Indira Dutt, Mrs. Rama Venugopal, the co-chair, Quality and Productivity Subcommittee, Mr. G.R. Anand, Executive Committee member, Mrs. Vijayalakshmi, the Secretary General, and the office bearers of Andhra Chamber of Commerce to make this most important meeting a mandatory hallmark of jewelry taking place. India's gem and jewelry sector contributes approximately about 7% to India's GDP and provides employment to more than 40 lakh people. This sector is one of the largest sectors globally, making about 29% of the global jewelry consumption. This sector is recognized for the craftsmanship and the variety that it offers. Over the last 3 decades, this industry has undergone transformation, driven by industry initiatives supported by various government policies. The sector has immense scope for growth, fueled by both domestic demand as well as exports. To further bolster India's gem and jewelry brand, both within India and as well as globally, the industry needs to build advanced manufacturing capabilities, focus on skill development, and strengthen the retail infrastructure. Government support and enabling policies have gone a long way in ensuring that India's gem and jewelry sector thrives and contributes to the sector. Further, the gem and jewelry export sector has a potential for India to fuel the Atmanirbhar initiative while furthering the Make in India mission. Unfortunately, this shining gem of India has been slowly losing its shine and has not been able to harness its full potential. The sector faces several challenges such as lack of industry status, inadequate talent retention programs, unorganized nature of market, access to finance, lack of transparency, among others, that needs to be addressed. These challenges encompass industry-level issues as well as policy-related matters. Addressing these will require concerted efforts from the sector stakeholders, such as the manufacturers, retailers, and the government. In short, it requires industry and government collaboration. We are seeing the birth of a new mandatory standard for gold jewelry in India, which will directly result in improving the credibility of Indian jewelry in the domestic and the international market. Bureau of Indian Standards, BIS, is the national standard body of India. BIS is responsible for the harmonious development of the activities of standardization, marking, and quality certification of jewelry. The size of the Indian jewelry market is huge, having organized and unorganized players. The hallmarking of jewelry is required to enhance the credibility of gold jewelry and the customer satisfaction through third-party assurance for the marked purity and fineness of gold. This step will also help to develop India as a leading gold market in the world. It builds confidence in the product. The jeweler, the artisan, the manufacturer, and the government. Change is the only constant and it is inevitable. With change comes growth, opportunity, resistance, uncertainty, and challenges. This is an opportunity for the Indian industry to adapt and present a product which builds confidence and trust in the customer. This is for the unorganized and the organized sectors to come together and develop a world-class product. Indian standards in jewelry will be seen as the new norm. Implementing these standards will be fraught with challenges, but will be necessary for improving the Indian jewelry industry. Today, the industry is at a crossroads trying to understand how to adapt to the new rules of business. With the intervention of the authorities and the guidance, the industry will be able to overcome these challenges. The cooperation between BIS and the industry will be needed for the grand success of the mandatory hallmarking rules. BIS will now be presenting the framework and the new hallmark rules and the ways to implement the same. So we have a lot of jewelers here who want to interact with you and get answers for issues in the Q&A. So let us now hear from Mr. Prasad Rao. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You have set the correct context for the program, and thank you very much. Now I invite Mr. MVSD Prasad Rao, Scientist G and DDG Southern Region Bureau of Indian Standards, to please explain the scheme of this mandatory hallmarking scheme and implementation and the roadmap for the jewelers here. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to all of you. let me at the outset thank the Andhra Chamber of Commerce President Dr. V.L. Indira Dutt and Secretary General R. Vijayalakshmi, Mr. Prasant Kumar, who spoke, and Rama Venugopal, who is instrumental in getting us to this forum only. See, I'm really very happy that we have been addressing so many gatherings also and so many places only. See, now there are certain doubts in the minds of the people, especially the jewelers and the people who are buying jewelry also. Then we thought that, let me through this forum, convey it also. Let me start with it only then. There is a famous saying that all the glitters is not gold. I think all of you might have heard it also. Then when BA certifies the purity, the jewelry that glitters is certainly gold only then. That is the basic then principle of which only then we wanted it. See what is happening in this country only. I'm going to that before 2000 then. We have done a survey. We purchased a lot of jewelry from different jewelers only. And we got it tested also then. The purity was not the one which they have declared it also on that. So consumers are really losing on that account. So government felt that something needs to be done. I think all of you know that Bureau of Indian Standards, which gives ISO mark for the products. See why this ISO mark is important only that health safety reasons, then we give ISO mark, and sometimes we'll make it mandatory also. Because we want to take care of the consumer interest only. When coming to the jewelry, that value for the money is very important. So why we buy the gold jewelry, gold ornaments also then? So it is considered initially an investment purpose also. Okay, then people wear it also. Then in case of any emergency at home, then people will place the jewelry and try to get some money. Then you just imagine it also that if the jewelry, they think that is 22 carat only, then they buy it also. Then when you go to pledge the jewelry for some needs, maybe for marriage, maybe agriculture, purpose also, or maybe sickness or education, that time, then it is not 916, and they get only less amount of the money only. That will really be shocking to that consumer only. So we are always in the pursuit of the consumer interest only. This organization is set up for that only. Like in our schemes, we have got different schemes also. Like ISO mark is one thing, then where then when you construct a house, then the steel is mandatorily been ISO mark. Cement also under mandatory only. Even the electrical wiring and everything. Why that? Safety is very important. So then we are always looking for it only. Then how to ensure that safety to the consumers only. Like in the case of health only, that all the packaging water bottles, they bear ISO mark also for it. So this is our basic, aim to safeguard the interest of the consumer only. Then coming to the gold jewelry, in 2000, we started the scheme only. It's on voluntary basis only. So I think we continued it for some more years. Then what we felt was only that more people were not opting for it. So being voluntary also, then consumers also not much aware of it only. Then awareness started also. Then people started looking for the hallmark jewelry. So then we had another problem of it only, that there were a lot of misuse happening it also. Because this is not mandatory only, then only few people were having it also. Some of the people who are not having a license, who are not following the quality norms and everything, they also started misusing it only. So this is really then what the purpose for which we are running a scheme, then that is not getting served also. Then I think a few years back, we thought that like other products, then we also have to make it jewelry hallmarking mandatory also. Today, in our scheme only, that we got something around 1,060 products under ISO marking. In that, 374 products under mandate certification only. In this country, people cannot manufacture such products without ISO mark. So because we want to ensure the safety of the people only. Same thing with the jewelry also. We thought consumers are getting cheated. So let us go for a mandatory hallmarking. Then we wanted to go for it only. Then the Jewelry Association, everybody asked for it only. Then the people in the industry, that we want some time only. We gave some time. Again, we extended it also. Then ultimately, it was decided that from 1st of June, it has to be made mandatory. Again, due to the COVID and everything, then people asked for some more time only. We gave them some 15 days more. Then it has become a mandatory also. Then while interacting with the people, then they said that in our country, there are something around 742 districts there. All the districts, there are no hallmarking centers. Then carrying the jewelry jeweler to the assaying center, it's very risky for him also then. So that's why initially we thought that whatever may be the district where there is a hallmarking center, in those districts only, let us make it mandatory only. Like that 256 districts, in the first phase of it, they have become mandatory also. Then all the people who are selling the jewelry in the district also, they should sell only with the hallmark. So initially then we had only 14 carat, 18 carat and 22 carat only. Then we got a lot of requests from the people. Then we had some apex meetings and everything only. In that people requested that the 20 carats is also very fast selling. 23 and 24 also permitted only. Today, we issued an amendment to the standard. 6 purity, then like 14, 18, 20, 22, 23, 24, people can make jewelry and they can sell it also. Then small traders, jewelry shop people reproach us only that, sir, it's very difficult for us also to take a license. So we exempted them less than 40 lakhs. There is no need to take a license. Then initially we used to charge some fees also then for them. And people expressed some difficulty also then. Then we thought that, okay, don't pay the fees also. We are giving you free only then now. Whatever may be the type of the jewelry shop. It is a tiny shop or maybe big corporate also then. Today we don't charge. So we always for the, jeweler interest also taking care of it only. Then it's not like that. Ours is not a revenue earning department. Always, then whatever money we earn it only, spend it on the consumer interest only. We set up the laboratories, we test it also. We have our referral laboratory for assaying only then. So like that only then. So then jewelers, it has become very, very simple. So earlier what was happening only that there used to be marks also. One is that BS logo, then that's a triangular one. Then comes the purity, then like it's 916, the purity only then. Third one is only that the assaying center, which is hallmarking it, their symbol used to be there. Then the retailer who is selling the jewelry also then. Then what was happening, a lot of fake sort of hallmarking things have come then. It's very difficult. Then people were having some laser machines and everything only. They were faking the jewelry. We thought that we are not in a position to safeguard the interests of the consumers only. Then introduce a system of HUID then now. So this is a unique identification number only. Each piece of jewelry will have a unique number only then. That is system generated only then now. So then they have to put it on the jewelry only. So that is only for the purpose of BS only then. Tomorrow we have a traceability that suppose some consumer walks into us to lodge a complaint, then he says this quality and everything, I have a doubt and I got it tested there. And this is not, as per the 916 also, in spite of having hallmark, then we can go back and find out from the HUID that who has sold the jewelry and who has hallmarked it also. This very well protects the consumer interest only then. So that no consumer will have a loss of that. Then he definitely, whatever money is spent it also, he'll get the value for the jewelry. So now, after becoming the mandatory, then certain changes were made it also. Then earlier, people used to carry the jewelry to the assaying center and get it done also. So then we say that some of the people told us that we don't have a computer, we are not very much familiar. We told them you can even carry the jewelry to the AS center, but it has to go through a portal only then. Not like that. They can accept it only through a portal. They will feed it also, that how many bangles they are submitting it only, how many earrings, like that. The list is being fed with a weight and everything only. Then it gets in the system only. So earlier, they used to maintain a manual records and everything. Now the system, the whole thing has been captured in the system also then, right from the jewelry entering the assaying center till it leaves that also, then everything is captured. So the assaying takes some time then. So we wanted to be very sure that really assaying is being done or not then. So earlier only we have to believe by the records only. By this new process of it only, then how much time then it is taken for it also. From our systems we can able to find it out only. So that the quality testing, we can ensure it also in the AI centers only, so that the credibility for the hallmark increases also there. So now when coming to the southern region, then in the region we have some 20 districts. Out of 127 districts are under mandatory hallmarking only. Other districts also, people are coming forward to setting up of the AA centers also. So then initially the growth is only 18%. Now we made it mandatory only, the growth is around 300%. So really that's quite good also then. Even when we started the HUID, when the system, people could not understand it also. Naturally anything comes new only then. One is people have apprehensions. Second thing only, if you don't understand the system, it's fine for the system only then. Then they said that we are unable to process that hallmark and everything only. Then immediately, then we understood the problem. We increased the speed of that, bandwidth and everything. We really procured the servers also then, which is started as 20%. Then now it is come to around 80% of that. What is coming there, 80% is getting hallmarked also then. So then now the things are getting stabilized. Then what actually we've done it also then for the jewelers, I think most of the jewelers may not be understanding the English also then. So we sent our officers also then. We had a web meetings in the regional language also then. We set up a help desk also here that so that anybody can call anytime also then. So then they have been, our people have happily been advising them also. And the procedure to obtain a jeweler registration, we made it very, very simple. A few papers, they have to upload it also there in that. Then automatically it passes it only. Then we don't wait for scrutiny only then. Immediately give him a registration only then. Then afterwards we'll check it also then now. Earlier it is not so. Then we used to scrutinize it also, communicate to him. We thought, no, not anybody comes there. He will through a system generated, then license will given to him, registration, and will verify it subsequently only then. This is one step we have taken it only. Then still we are doing some camps also. The places where more number of jewelers are there only, and they have a difficulty, and we are sending our people also there. And our team will go there only, interact with them. If they can able to bring the papers only then, and it will be scanned there, and then we are doing the license on the spot also. Then. This is for the jewelry side. Really, we have done it also. Then HUID, initially we thought that the HUID part, no, then from the manufacturer to the HUIDs have to be transferred only. And we had some difficulties from the people only. What you've done it only, that a center who is marking it also, then they will put an HUID also, then the records there with the BS only. So then the first point of sale is the one where, then they have to hallmark that. So subsequent, then in the process of it only, then it is only once it's been hallmarked. That is only first point of sale only then. So that also made people to understand it also then. So actually, these are the main aspects of it only. Then we have made some PowerPoint presentation only. My officers will make a PowerPoint presentation. People carefully listen to that also. If you have any doubts, we are there to answer to that also then. So we can now, I think most of the people who have covered them also then by so many webinars and everything also then, I think so many visits have been made. Still some people have been left out also then. They can ask us also, they can feel free and ask only then. They need not hesitate to ask, even it may look silly also, but still we are too happy to know. I mean, dispel their apprehensions, fears, and doubts also. Then with these things, I thank you very much. I'll ask my colleague, Mrs. Bhavani, to give a presentation also. Then at the end of the presentation, anybody wants to ask anything, and I'm here to answer to that. Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, respected scientists G and DDGS, the members of the Andhra Pradesh Chamber of Commerce. So I will be talking about, Sir has already told the most important things that have taken place. I will just tell you briefly, like from the beginning, that is a small history about hallmarking till the present, the journey of hallmarking, you can say. As far as India is concerned, Bureau of Indian Standards, as you all know, is the national standards body.
Are you making a presentation now?
Yeah, we are sharing a presentation. Yeah.
Sure.
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Presentation visible? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Bureau of Indian Standards was earlier called as the Indian Standards Institution, and it was formed even before the independence of India on 6th January 1947. So on that day, we still celebrate it as the National Standards Day. After that, the various activities of Bureau of Indian Standards, like the standards formulation and certification, took place. Considering the experience of Bureau of Indian Standards in standardization and certification, the Standing Committee on Precious Metals of the RBI identified the Bureau of Indian Standards to initiate the process of standardization and marking of gold jewelry in the year 1999. In the very same year, the Indian Standard for Gold, IS 1417, was formulated, and in the year 2000, the aspect of the hallmarking of gold jewelry was started, and BIS launched the next slide. BIS launched the BIS hallmarking scheme for gold jewelry. After 5 years, we started for silver jewelry and artifacts, and in October 2015, a scheme was launched for gold bullions and coins. And then coming to talk about hallmarking, actually a metal article is made by adding alloys. As you all know, many jewelers are present. But as far as Bureau of Indian Standards Act, the precious metals which are defined in the Act are gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. And as of now, BIS has schemes covered only for gold and silver. So to talk about hallmarking, it is actually the proportionate content of that precious metal in the entire metal article. So the accurate determination of that precious metal in the precious metal article and the official recording of that is defined as hallmarking, and they are thus the official marks. And if you would like to know about the history, it dates back to 900 BC when it started worldwide long ago. Then coming to the objectives of hallmarking. Chaitanya, please move the slide. Coming to the objectives of hallmarking, it is basically the consumer protection, and of course, it derives lots of benefits to the jeweler. Protection of consumer is value of money for the consumer, of course, and the third party assurance on purity for the consumer. And for the jeweler also, it also helps to keep a check on the supplier quality, and it also makes him project as a quality conscious jeweler. Please, plus one, do it. So as far as the IS 1417, which was initially formulated in the year 1999, it was revised in the year 2016, in which we had 3 carats of gold which were covered, and an amendment number 1 has been issued on 7th July 2021, which also includes 3 more grades, that is 20 carats, 23 carats, and 24 carats have been included wide. Amendment number 1, as our DDG had told, that because of popular demand. As of now, 6 caratages are covered in the standard. And one thing which you have to see in this is, when an assaying center does the hallmarking, he has to hallmark only those those jewelry which are passing the caratages, that is the finenesses, and there is no negative tolerance, which means that if it is 916, the caratage should be above 916. The fineness should be above 916, and below that there's no negative tolerance. But in case of retesting of this hallmark jewelry, a negative tolerance is provided for a maximum of 2 PPT, which is 2 parts per 1000. Fine. Now, what jewelry hallmarking denotes? Now, as you all know, there are 4 marks which earlier, as per the old hallmarking scheme, it was the Bureau of Indian Standards, that is the hallmark logo, and then the purity in caratage and fineness, and then the assaying center's identification mark, and finally the logo of the jeweler. Now, from 1st July onwards, a new system is in place which actually retains all the 4 marks, except that the last 2 marks, which is the assaying center and assaying center's identification mark and the logo of the jeweler, are replaced with a 6-character unique alphanumeric ID. So this is called the HUID. And as of now, we have about 154 crores of such IDs. So from 1st July onwards, a new system software is in place, which carries the BIS hallmark, followed by the caratages, followed by the fineness in caratage and purity, that is in parts per thousand, and a 6-digit unique alphanumeric code. Next. As far as the BIS hallmarking scheme is there, it is actually, I would say, two-pronged. One is for the jeweler and the other is for the assaying and hallmarking center. To the jeweler, it is a registration certificate which is granted as per the Indian standard for gold and silver. And in case of assaying and hallmarking centers, please note it's a recognition which is given for the relevant standards of gold or silver. So in case of jeweler, it is a registration, and in case of assaying and hallmarking center, it is a recognition which is granted. And here you can note the difference in the IS numbers also. In case of jeweler, it is either 1417 for gold or IS 2112 for silver. In case of assaying and hallmarking center, the recognition is granted as per IS 15820. And this is the one which gives this a registration only. A registration to a jeweler does not give him self-marking rights for hallmark. It is for the jeweler to submit all the jewelry to the recognized assaying and hallmarking center and pay the notified hallmarking charges to the assaying and hallmarking center. Hallmarking charges are listed in the BIS hallmarking regulations. Similarly, recognition to the assaying and hallmarking center is given as per IS 15820, who would have to receive jewelry only from the BIS registered jewelers and test it as per the relevant IS. Here relevant IS is, in case of gold, it is 1417, and you have a test method for this, which is IS 1418. Against the declared purity. So the jeweler has to declare the purity, and accordingly, the center will test the jewelry, and if it is meeting the requirements of the purity, he then would undertake the hallmarking of jewelry. Next. Chaitanya, you see. So, okay, fine, because hallmarking scheme has been made mandatory. Before making it mandatory, BIS has taken a lot of initiatives so that the transition is smooth. The first thing is the process of grant of registration to jewelers has been made online. This system actually enables the jeweler to submit the application of registration online, and by sitting in the comforts of his own jewelry shop, the registration is granted and it can be downloaded. Similar system has been provided for the assaying and hallmarking center, in which if a person wants to start a new center, he has to apply through this portal, and the process of the audits, the submission of audit reports, all including up to the grant and renewal, have been automated. And even the activities within the assaying and hallmarking center are also automated, as has already been told by our DDGS. Like, it will start from the process of receipt of jewelry, then goes to the XRF testing, then to the sampling, and then the assay, and finally the jewelry that meets the requirements of fineness are marked with the unique alphanumeric number, which shall be laser marked on each of the jewelry pieces. So next, I would like to tell about the growth of the assaying and hallmarking center as well as jewelers. Here, the centers have been growing, and with respect to jewelry, there has been a phenomenal growth very recently, and the total number of jewelers graph is like, we have to recast the graph. When this was done, this graph, I had done it about a few days ago, and today we stand, the number of registered jewelers with BIS stands at a whopping high figure of 73,784. I repeat, the growth has been phenomenal. It has grown to 73,784. And the southern region has, out of this, the southern region has 19,879. And with regard to the centers, we are 933. And the southern region takes a big chunk of it, of 319. 319 pertains to the southern region out of the total of 933. Coming, okay, after the scheme is launched, what are the methods of monitoring it? What's happening? Just a moment. The slide is not moving. Just a moment. Yeah, that one, that slide. The hallmarking scheme is actually monitored again in the way like the scheme is two-pronged. It has a monitoring mechanism for the assaying and hallmarking centers in the form of surprise surveillance audits. And in case of registered jeweler, we have market surveillance, which means drawal of these samples which are hallmarked by the jeweler. So this again has a check both on the jeweler as well as the assaying and hallmarking center. Such samples are tested at BIS referral assay labs, which are located at Chennai, Saibabad, and Kolkata against the marked purity. Next. Fine. Now, how to buy a jewelry? So first thing I would like to know, because many of you are jewelers. So again, I don't have to tell this, but still just to have for the benefit of other members, only buy hallmark jewelry. And in case you would like to know the details of registered jewelers, the same is available in our BIS website. City-wise, district-wise, everything can be located. And you also can check from the showroom where you're buying whether the jeweler is hallmarked, because as per the requirement and the standard and as per our guideline, a BIS registered jeweler has to display his registration number prominently in the showroom. Apart from that, he also has to give the details of caratages and the finenesses they ask, and also have a magnifying glass. And not only that, tell that there is a magnifying glass available in order to view the hallmark. And customers have to insist on bill for jewelry purchased and ensure that the purity given on the bill is the same as marked on the jewelry. And because this is one important thing, that is the only thing which is the relation between the customer and the jeweler with regard to the purity of the jewelry. And next. So with regard to the mandatory hallmarking, it was first the notification had been issued on 15 January 2020 by the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, informing that it would be made mandatory from 15 January 2021. Later, it was postponed, and there was some time given up to 1st June. And then 1st June, it was postponed. And finally, on 16 June 2021, it has become mandatory. And initially, it has been made mandatory across the country only in 256 districts. And a lot of exemptions have been given in this order. I'd like to briefly tell you, because many of you would be knowing about it, the exemption. The most important thing is that exemption is given from taking hallmarking registration for jewelers for turnover up to 40 lakhs per annum. And next. So any jewelry, any article which is meant for export, which conforms to any specification required by a foreign buyer, is exempted. And an article with weight less than 2 grams, again, an article, all these are exempted. And then an article which is in the course of consignment from outside India to an assaying center, an article which is entering into India to an assaying and hallmarking center for the purpose of hallmarking is exempted from this mandatory hallmarking. And any article which is used for medical, dental, veterinary, scientific or industrial purpose need not be forming part of this. And the gold thread is exempted, and an article which is substantially incomplete, which means that further some manufacture is still, some further actions are still involved. And of course, the gold bullion has been exempted, and an article which is meant for export and re-import as per the trade policy of Government of India is not covered under this. And for even international exhibitions, whatever is there, and the domestic exhibitions, domestic B2B exhibitions, which are approved by Government of India, any government agency, and certain kinds of jewelry like the kundan, polki, and jadao are exempted, and even watch and fountain pen are exempted. Next. Now, since we are from the South India, I just wanted to tell you about the picture of South India. The Southern Regional Office caters to the states of Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, and a part of Goa also, and the Union Territory of Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep, and Puducherry. So we have about 19,879 jewelers as on today at 2 p.m. This data was taken at 2 p.m. because it keeps changing every hour. And we have as on date 319 assaying and hallmarking centers which are recognized by the Southern Regional Office. And we have offices at Hubli, Hyderabad, Vizag, Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore, Kochi, and Bangalore. And with regard to the spread of the centers, we have 102 centers. Tamil Nadu topping the chart with 102 centers, and Kerala, followed by Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Pondicherry, and Goa. Can you change the slide, Chaitanya? You take the photo. Fine. Who is required to take the registration? So BIS Act clearly defines the jeweler. It says the jeweler is a person who is engaged in the business to get manufactured precious metal article for sale or to sell precious metal articles. So therefore, as per this mandatory order, these are the people, the person, since the Act very clearly defines any manufacturer, importer, wholesaler, distributor, or retailer who's engaged in selling precious metal articles has to get BIS registration. So again, the Bureau of Indian Standards hallmarking registration clearly talks about the registered jeweler and the responsibility with regard to fineness. So it says the terms and conditions clearly says that the registered jeweler who gets the article hallmarked shall be responsible for the purity and fineness of the article. However, the registered jeweler who makes the sale shall be liable to pay the compensation for shortage in purity or fineness. And this, what is the compensation? That is told clearly in the hallmarking, in the BIS rules. Next. And one more thing is, it is not that any time constraint.
You can make it elaborate, you can make it brief, because the time constraint is not there.
Is there any time constraint? Do I have to make it faster?
Ma'am, please continue, ma'am. Please continue.
Continue, please.
So our BIS rules clearly talks about the compensation which has to be made to the jeweler in case of shortage of purity. 2 times the amount of difference will have to be paid as compensation, as well as for the and the testing charges which are actually borne by the customer. Next. And in case the customer, if he would like to get his hallmark jewelry tested, he can get it tested for purity from any of the assaying and hallmarking center. For this, the charges would be around 200. But how do you know where is a assaying and hallmarking center? Again, the same is listed under the hallmarking tile, where the list of BIS recognized centers district-wise is also available. And that's it. Next. With regard to complaints also, BIS has got a very well-established, thought-out complaint redressal procedure, and this complaints can be lodged from your mobile itself through the BIS Care app, and also the offline complaints can also be lodged, and it is investigated and further actions are taken for its redressal. So this is it, madam. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Next. You can close it.
Thank you, ma'am, for the elaborate presentation. I now invite Ms. Rama Venugopal, the Chairman of Quality Subcommittee, and Mr. Prashant Kumar, Co-Chairman MSME Subcommittee, to please take up the question and answer session.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijayalakshmi. And I think we'll request Mr. Prashant to do it, since it's an industry session, and it's more apt and relevant if he's going to take the queries from the industry.
Sure.
And thank you so much for the wonderful presentation by Mr. Prashad Rao and Bhavani ma'am also. Maybe we'll just leave the floor open and let the industry ask all questions, take their own time.
Yeah. So, ma'am, there was one question which I got here. See, Mr. Prasad Rao said that using of HUID is to see from where the source, that is from the manufacturer to the consumer, right? But then again, in one point in the presentation, you said a bill is necessary for dispute. So when you have the bill, again, do you need the HUID? It's like a double thing, huh?
No, let me clarify it also. See, initially we thought that the consumer should have the information. See, this is what actually we thought initially, HUID only. When a consumer buys an article, he can go to the web and the internet and see it also with a photograph and everything only. But now we have not gone ahead with that. We thought that it is only for our own purpose only then. Now he raises invoice then. In that, no, there is no need for mentioning of the HUID then.
No.
There is no need for HUID. But you should write it also, it is hallmarked with HUID.
Okay.
That's
It is
all.
hallmarked.
In the invoice. In the invoice.
How do we know that the jewelry being sold is hallmarked? Then this you should write it also in invoice. Then this is a ring has been sold with 916 purity.
Okay.
And it's hallmarked and with a HUID. So that we know that it is an old stock or a new stock.
Okay.
Because he may be having some old stock of that. So that the demarcation comes with the HUID only then. That is what.
Exactly.
It is not the HUID number. There is indication that it contains HUID.
Okay.
One more thing.
Yes,
One more thing. If wants to ask Telugu, I can answer it. And Tamil, no, our Bhavani can answer it also.
Okay, good, sir.
Need not.
Good, sir. Yeah. So the floor is open to anyone who can ask questions. So we have even the CJA, Chennai Jewelers Association. They are actually gathered as a group, a large group in a conference hall. So they also would like to interact with you. And I think one of them will also talk to you.
Yeah, that definitely is no problem. Yeah, okay. Somebody else can ask for it only.
Yeah.
They are asking. I think they are unmuting it, sir.
Vanakkam from Tamil Nadu. We are representing Chennai Jewelers Association. I would like to make this interaction both in English as well as Tamil for the better understanding of our fellow jewelers. We totally welcome this mandatory hallmarking system 100%, wholeheartedly, because from the data you have given, it is very clear that Tamil Nadu has been complying with the BIS standards as per the hallmarking number of centers or the data which have been provided proves. Of course, I definitely agree with Mr. Prasad Rao. Yes, the trade, there has been cheating going on. We definitely agree. But as far as south of India is concerned, we at least have 75 to 80% compliance when compared to the northern region. As far as the quality is concerned, this is a fact which definitely you people will be more aware than me saying this. But I'm not saying it is 100% compliant. But the BIS making it mandatory right now has got more authorities right now than the authority that it had earlier. Now our only question is, only point of concern is the portion of HUID. See, let us be very frank. நீங்களும் எல்லாருமே நகைகள் எல்லாருமே வாங்கியிருப்பீங்க. I think you people are also wearing jewelry. In India, as I would say, like it is a emotional matter, jewelry. It has been there for more than 2,000, 3,000 years. It is like more like, what do you say? It is like having a family doctor, a family lawyer, a family jeweler. So basically any person, all of you are customers here. As a jeweler for me, I would view all of you, especially the ladies, as my priority. So they come to me, to any jeweler for that matter, based on the faith they have on the individual jeweler, in whichever area they might be. Whether it, as you said, whether it's a corporate company or it's a small-time jeweler, it is all there. So you people are, I mean, the BIA is taking up the responsibility to ensure that the right quality is gone. As Mr. Prasad Rao had said, it is a kind of an investment, especially in South India. You know, people take it for as an investment. They look into the resale value. So definitely we are ready. And already, if you see, Tamil Nadu and most of the southern region has been complying with the quality since 2003, although it was not made mandatory. So we are, again, let me tell you 100%, we are ready to accept the mandatory hallmarking. The only problem we are facing as an industry as a whole is the HUID part of it. Of course, it will take a long time, but when you are the only now the mandatory hallmarking system has been imposed. More than a logical reason, I'm talking from my emotions. See, whenever a system is introduced, this is an emotional appeal I'm making to all of you as human beings. Whenever a system is introduced, it has to be introduced in such a manner that the jewelers will feel, okay, it is easy, we will go into it. It should induce them. Rather than putting pressure on them, it should induce them. So, as you said, Bhavani Madam had said, even now it has been increasing. You know, the registration has been increasing, which means it shows that the jewelers are coming forward. Now, the only apprehension is the workload. We have not even an iota of doubt to maintain, false quality. This I'm not speaking only on behalf of myself. I'm speaking on behalf of all the jewelers. We want to give, we have been giving the right quality, and we will strive in every way to give the right quality. It's not something only because of the mandatory hallmark system, but even before that we had been doing it, and we assure you that we will do it. The only problem is the workload that is increased because of the HUID system. And we have a lot of practical problems, which all of you would be aware. I'll just give you one simple example. I mean, all of you have discussed many difficulties because of the HUID system, because of the unique number. I'll just give you one example. A person who's having a jeweler, he has, the Kamal Jumki, okay, the tops and the Jumki, they have to interchange it. That product is got, if suppose it is a long stud with the 3 Jumkas. So this has got 4 HUIDs and the left part has got 4 HUIDs. The customer wants to interchange it or remove one. Everything gets disrupted. The ultimate, if I'm right, if I'm wrong, please forgive me and please correct me. If I have understood it correctly, the BIS wants to ensure that the quality is right. Now you have more authority, you have more power, since it has been made mandatory. So please take off the HUID. Let us have the same old system. Please be more vigilant. You visit our shop, all the BIS registered shop Every month also, we are ready. You come every month, you do the checking. And if suppose as a jeweler, if I say I'm selling 916, you come to my shop every month, you take up a piece, random choice. If it is not there, then you tell us what to be done. So the only part is the HUID is a very is a very big issue for us, because as you said, there are about 19,871 BAS registered jewelers. This was the data, whole of Tamil Nadu. Out of no, in Tamil Nadu alone, I think the number given was 19,871 BAS registered jewelers.
Yes.
As of now. But let us think a little bit further. Out of these 19,871 BAS registered jewelers, how many would have the facility of having such kind of equipment? For example, today we are talking on webinar. The same thing if I go somewhere down south to Nagarkoil or to Katpadi, do you think the jewelers will have these facilities? That's why I said I'm making an emotional appeal. Logically, if you speak, yes, I cannot say anything to you. We have to develop. Yes, we have to develop. We have to use the technology. Yes, we have to use the technology. I totally agree. But as of now, are we in that state of doing all these facilities? I'm living in Chennai. I am comfortable. I can talk. I'm standing in a 3-star hotel, interacting with all of you through a technological means. But is this available to every jeweler? Are we concerned only? Am I concerned only about me? Or should I be concerned only about me? I should be concerned about the workload of all the jewelers. But quality-wise, the BAS must be concerned about every jeweler. Whether he is, as I said, whether he is in Nagarkoil, whether he is in Chennai. If he says he is selling 916, every jeweler must sell 916. Once he says he is selling 916, there should be no compromise on it. Whether he is a 100 by 100 small jeweler or he's got a 10,000 feet showroom, you please take all the other. We are willing to do it. You please come and check it out. The only problem is, as I said, it is with the HOED because it is increasing the workload. And to be very frank, it is not like putting down our jewelers, but practically speaking, a lot of jewelers, they don't even have the computers. So HOED, it is not only increasing the time, it is increasing the workload. They cannot increase their manpower, their staff. Out of these 19,871 registered jewelers, maybe 400 or 300 jewelers at the most would be able to take up all this cost, to absorb the extra cost. The balance, the vast majority, it is literally impossible. So you please, our request is kindly follow the same old system, be more vigilant. We are ready to cooperate. And if found guilty, whatever kind of legal measures you have to take, the legal provisions are there, which has been already explained by all of you. And we are ready to comply with it. So a humble request on behalf of Tamil Nadu jewelers, of all the jewelers, is please to, first induce all the jewelers to bring into the system, make it ease. And it is not to pinpoint anything. You would be all well aware because you are all well educated. But just for an awareness, there are many countries in the whole world which have the hallmarking system, but nowhere there is a HUID system. They all have the hallmarking system in UK, Australia, Saudi, everywhere. So this is a very cumbersome project. We are no way against the hallmark system, mandatory hallmark system. In fact, we welcome it because we want the whole of India to improve on that. So wherever the customer goes, whether the customer buys in Kashmir or Kanyakumari, they should be assured of the quality they have, and they should know, yes, we are getting the right quality, and the price we have paid, yes, we are happy with it. So these humble request, our only request is kindly take the HUD off. Let us follow the same system. Please, the BAS, we are ready to cooperate with BAS in all the manners in complying with the quality. Please take more steps. Please be more vigilant, and let us all do the business in an easy manner. Thank you. Nandri Vanakkam.
No, we'll answer one by one.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I think Mr. Ram,
This is a request, so.
you have spoken, then let me answer it also. Then we'll take another question.
Okay.
Okay, you have finished, Mr. Ram Kumar.
Your question முடிஞ்சிருச்சா sir? Yeah, so that
I finished it.
Sir,
Okay.
his name is Mr. Imtiaz.
The registered person is wrong.
Oh.
Yes.
We turn this on.
Mr. Elias, first let me answer you, then we'll go back to other question. So let us, because one by one we'll answer it also. Okay, yeah, this could remove. What is that?
Remove it.
The first you said that in south, the quality is good, in north may not be good. See, India is only single country. All the consumers same to us only then. Everybody who buys a product that jewelry, it is we have to protect the interest also. See, now you are saying that HUID is a problem, which I am fail to understand.
We are not able to see.
Understand it also then. So like that, why should people have a confidence? I'm not understanding it also then. See, the only HUID is the mark then. When people are selling a small jeweler also, he write in the bill also then. This is a ring, this is the weight of it, this is the purity of it, and it is with HUID only then now. So what difference it makes for a jeweler then? So let us understand it also. Lot of misinformation has been spread also then. So you are talking from a jeweler point of view. See, I'm talking from a consumer point of view. And somebody, for you, it is a piece of 1,000 rupees, something like that only. It's very important for her. And people may be thinking that a small difference here may not make much difference. But no, for that particular individual, it makes a hell of a difference. I will tell you an example of it. See, like all of you use, then cooking gas at your kitchens also. Thought it also that are they safe then? Because BS, each and every cylinder being inspected by the officers also, we certify them so that to ensure kitchens are safe only. When I was in office, my young boys asked me also then, sir, why should we do it everything at all? So then we'll just do it also in a different way only. Then he told him that it is only cylinder for you, but it represents a kitchen also then. Maybe some laxity here and there will cause some life only then. So that is where we are concentrating also then. Then coming to then. So that's all. Then now you are making a bill, but because there must be a jewelry of the earlier one version only with 4 marks, now the HUID is 3 marks only. So what they're asking them, what is the type of the jewelry? It is a bangle. So a bracelet. So bangles are not sold, no single then. Bracelet is a bracelet of this many grams. What is the purity then? Then indicate that with HUID. Rest all, no, we are not asking for anything at all then. So there is no, what is the need for a computer then? You have to give a bill. Why the bill is required only that tomorrow a consumer comes only, says that I purchased from so-and-so shop only then. That's what my Mrs. Bhavani explained it also. There is a shortage of purity then. Then no, we have to make the 2 people accountable for it also. The person who sold the jewelry, the person who hallmarked the jewelry only. That is why HUID is for BS purpose only then. It is not going to affect the trade anyway also then. That misconception kindly that remove from your minds only. See, like I was telling it also then. See, why jewelers are important to us? Because they are also important stakeholders only. Through them only, we are selling that hallmark jewelry. But what actually we are more important is only that consumers only. I'll tell you, I think a couple of years back or 1.5 years back, when people approached me when we want to make the helmets mandatory. There are 600 people in the country. Only 200 only took a license. Remaining 400 people said that make it mandatory because, sir, then our companies then make very good helmets. So why should you take a license? You can draw from the market, test it also. That's what Mr. Imtiaz is saying it also then. So then I told them it is not so. Because if the helmets I'm testing it also, it is not having the quality. So many helmets might have been sold and so many, children are at risk only by wearing the helmet. Then helmets, once you purchase it, don't change it all unless it breaks only then. So then we have to keep the interest of the consumers only then. That is why we have taken the HUID into that. Tomorrow somebody comes to me then and she says that housewife that, sir, I purchased a jewelry only and I is not having the purity because I got it tested by paying 200 rupees in another center. Then kindly have a redressal of it also then. And many cases we went there, our people also went there only. They said that, sir, this is not my jewelry, this mark is also not correct. Somebody may imitated my mark and everything only. So then it becomes a dispute only then. So such a dispute should not happen only. The HUID is there. By the HUID, I can trace back who is the manufacturer and who is the assaying center also. So who has really made the jewelry. So that is why it is only for the protection of the consumer interest only. It is not affecting the trade also. Another one is only that this HUID and the process and everything, we have not just imposed on the people. We had a lot of FX meetings also. 2000, we have started that 2021 made it mandatory also. We should have made it mandatory much before also. Given enough of time to them, and we have got enough of instances where we found a lot of misuse, lot of cheating only then. So keeping those interests, now gold prices are going up. And as I told you also, then imagine a housewife and coming from a very rural area and everything also then, where she buys a jewelry then, each money is very, very important for her only when compared to the urban population. So then we have to protect them also then. See, like in agriculture then the lady gives her jewelry also then when they don't get a loan also then that way. So they should have the value for the money only. That is what actually BS is emphasizing for it only. So maybe people initially they may have a problem. Like A centers told us that, sir, it's becoming very difficult for us, then do it only. Now they are very happy also then. When it started is 20%, now is 80% is being done also then. We are increasing it also then. One night or one day we cannot bring then solution to the problems only, but we are always looking into that only. Why then people said that some of the places 20 carat in South India, Thali they call it, that is made only 20 carat only. Then so many people represented to us also then. So then we suggested that to the government that it should be done only. That is why 3 more caratages have been included in that only then now, 20, 23 and 24. Then people said that Sir Kundan and Polki and Jadao, please don't bring it also. Then we have an exemption also for it only. That is why we have taken the views of everybody, all the associations, they are represented in the committee meetings and everything only. With the consensus principle only, we have taken it only. We also felt that lot of time has been given. This is not just 15 days we made it mandatory. We have been thinking of it. We have been telling them. We gave a quality control order. We gave them 6 months of time. Again, we extend it also in that way then. So people, what actually happened for jewelers only, they never believed that it will become mandatory. So they have never applied for it only. Now their numbers are increasing it only. When smaller jewelers who cannot have a computer, okay, do agree. So we don't charging any money to them. 40 lakhs less than that, there's no need for it only then now. Like that, so many concerns for it only then now. So this particular thing that HUID is creating a problem for business, I'm not going to go by that argument only. So then coming to the Europe, UK and Germany, see, I think the countries are more advanced. The legal systems are also different only here. So that is why that a consumer cannot wait for years together only for redressal only then no. So that is why we felt that HUID will definitely get us inputs for it only. And we also know that some of the centers may not be following it, the process of assaying only, so that initially they may be giving it also very fast. So when the whole system has been captured, they have to necessarily do the hallmarking. If we are monitoring it also from our website and everything, how much is timing the lot is taking it only. That way, we are 100% confident that consumer interests are well taken care of by the system only. Yeah.
Can I express a humble opinion, sir?
Yeah.
Even without the HUID system, I would not like to mention the name of the jeweler. A prominent jeweler in Chennai has been charged of some kind of mismatch of the purity, and the consumer, it is a hallmark jewelry. It was not under the mandatory hallmark system. It was done before that. I think most of you, all of you would be aware. It had come in the papers, it had come in the WhatsApp, it had come in the news also. And the consumer had got the bill and they had approached the police station. They filed a case, lodged a complaint. And even after that, they've gone to the court to restore their rights, saying that this jewelry, which has the hallmark mentioning the name of the jewelry, the hallmark jewelry, it is not there. So the consumer's interest is already being protected, and the consumer has already taken the action. And this jewelry was bought in 2015, and hallmark jewelry. It is not even without the HUID. It is already being taken. The consumer has already taken the action.
But Imtiaz, I'm not understanding it. In what way it is affecting your business of HUID? Then you tell me that clearly.
Yes,
Tell
sir,
me
yes,
that.
sir.
How it is affecting.
Exactly. I'll tell you, sir. Now, uploading each and everything in the Hallmark Center is consuming a huge time, practically, because South India, we have huge volume, number of pieces. Second, when we enter our inventory into the stock, as a retailer, I'm talking. First, I spoke about the Hallmark Center. Now I'm talking from a retailer point of view, both as a corporate sector as well as a small-time retailer. I've mentioned to you, we enter the stock 2 pieces of Jumki, 16 grams, which will have 4 hallmarks, 4 HUIDs, 4 HUIDs, here 4, here 4. So it will be 8 HUIDs. Now I have to sell it, changing one particular piece. I have to make the bill. The weight will not tally. The weight will not tally. It's a practical problem which you are facing. And chain, we have to cut it and give it. In our system, it will not tally. We want to go into the system. We want to come into the system. But only when it is made ease, within few years, we will be able to adapt into the system. So
Yes, sir,
initially, now hallmark. Yes, sir.
No.
So these are the practical problems which we are facing.
No. This has been well discussed in Apex meetings. I also happen to be there only. Then you are not the first person. Your association also brought it only. No, I'm telling that. No. See, like that. Now today the system is in place because some people told us the chain needs to be changed. Then 2 grams are permitted also. Then see, then Jumke and everything. No, 4 times hallmarking. 35 into 4. Then 140 rupees. And any jeweler is paying from his pocket. No, they are charging the consumer only. So that is why don't say that. When coming to the assaying centers, I'm telling that the system you're talking about 15 days before and now, there's a lot of change only then now. The tremendous change only then because we are monitoring it also then. When it started, it is 20% only. Now it is 80% touching it only then. The jewelry coming in, 80% going also. In after that, because festival season is coming there, we are still increasing it also then. So don't go by the as on date, what situation you see it only then. So we are not finding any merit in you asking for no, not to put HUID, but only your apprehension is only that hallmark centers, it may get delayed. No, today it is not a situation then. 15 days back, a situation different, now is different. That is one aspect of it. I think we are carrying out a lot of raids at the people only. Then we are finding the fake jewelry of it also. Then for this country that we want the consumer to be protected only then. One side you say that consumer to be protected. Other side you say the HUID, which is a big tool for the consumer protection. You don't want it to happen then. Don't have the dichotomy for it only. That's what I'm saying it only. Because we are very firm on that only. Without HUID, it's very difficult then because people start putting a fake, then marking and everything also. We saw enough of it only then. Then we come with a solution for that. Today it is 47 lakhs, then it is 39 lakhs or something has been done now. Yeah, 39 lakhs only
39
then.
lakhs.
Because earlier it was 20% or something like that only. So it is not that. Then coming to the Europe and again you are saying that every month they can commit also then you wanted everything to be free also, then you want it to be every month then. How much expenditure organization has to bear for it only then. Then again you have to charge the consumer only then now. Hallmarking charges will increase it also then if you are making every visit to that also then you don't want hallmarking charges to be increased from 35 rupees then. So we are not agreeing for it also then. That is why what we are saying it only that don't have no emotions, keep the emotions, see the practical aspect of it also then. We are not against it. The fees to be paid, we reduce it also. 40 lakhs, we reduce it also. Then no, all the possibilities where the smaller people are getting affected, we have also given some sort of a, we given them concessions we're giving it also. Not concessions only, it is 0 only then. Even earlier also, 5 years, then how much we were giving for 5 years?
5 years, 7,000.
5 years, 7,500 rupees only. That is the charge of a 1 tea per day also. Then that's what we calculate only.
Sir, I'm Srinath Kota. I'm a jeweler. See, I think you are not understood the thing what Imtiaz was saying. See, imagine this is a necklace. Okay? I have sent it for hallmark. And I have got it hallmark for 20 grams. This is the day-to-day issue we are facing. This has 2 parts in this necklace itself. I will say first part. Customer will say, change this pendant to some other pendant. So what will happen to my HUID?
You see, there are two things on here. Then now each necklace will have a chain. Okay, then the chains
No. Sir, she's changing only the pendant. The side portion of the necklace, it will be remain as it is. Only the pendant she's changing. And changing to some other necklace. Second point, you know that ladies normally when they wear necklace, they will say, please remove 2 joints, 2 links to be reduced. That links, what we will do is, we'll convert into bracelet or ear studs. So please let us know what should we do regarding this. And this has got all about HUD. Yeah.
See, now it's not Chennai people only. This was discussed with your association in the Apex meeting. Then only it was agreed that 2 grams can be permitted. So everybody agreed for it only.
No, sir, I'm not talking about 2 grams. This is 100 grams. You keep it as 100 grams.
100 grams, only the change of the weight, 2 grams only is permitted for it. So that's what is.
No, sir. I'm talking about beyond 2 grams. See, the necklace. This necklace is weighing 50 grams. 50 grams. And the pendant alone, she doesn't want this pendant. We are removing this pendant. We are changing to some other pendant in the showcase, from the showcase. This is happening day to day, sir.
That is, then 2 parts only, that the pendant be hallmarked separately. Then you can change anything also then.
Yeah. So, okay. And what about that HUID, sir?
No, but it will 2 HUIDs also. There's no problem. You write 2 HUIDs also for it. That is not a problem. See, what I am saying it only, pendant has got HUID.
Okay, sir.
If a lady comes for a bangles 4, she buys it. All the 4 will not have the same HUID. You know that? All the 4 have different HUIDs. See, ladies may buy 4 or 6 only then now. So they will not be having the same HUID. Each piece of jewelry have a unique HUID. So that way, then suppose she wants to buy one ring, one bangle of one particular design, another bangle of the design, then when both HUIDs are different, there is no problem.
No, sir. No, I'm talking about necklace. Necklace has one HUID.
I'm telling that necklace has got one HUID. The chain can be separately HUID can be given for it. Then you can remove that chain and give other chain with HUID also. That's not a problem at all.
No, sir.
No, perhaps. Yeah, this is not like that. You understand, first of all. Then come for a physical meeting. Don't waste time for others also. Then this has been discussed enough number of times only. Same thing is being repeated again and again then. It is not correct.
As a jeweler, I'm asking, sir. I got this doubt. Now, what did I do in my billing?
Every forum, we frequently ask questions on our website, hallmarking. You go through it also. Then nobody goes through it only. Then for all your questions, there are answers in it also. Then see,
okay, sir. Sir, we heard you, sir. We heard you. I mean, I think this is where we want to. I'll come out with something else. To start with, I should say the first webinar we did even before the second wave with all of you, and Mrs. Bhavani was there, and we also did a pre-registration in our offices. So what we are trying to say is, we are with you and you are with us. It's only we are looking at the ease of business. Sir, you're talking about the 2 grams. I don't know if you're there.
He's there, sir. He's there.
I'm sorry. Sir, we were just talking about this 2 grams variation, which is negligible. Very practically, a harem is made. I might be going back to the same subject I'm trying to make sense out of. A harem will be made for about 30 inches. When you have a bride or a girl who wants it and she's rather short. So when we cut both sides, we will be removing more than 8 grams. More than 8 grams. It's a very practical issue. So this is something you have to address. Let's not get upset about it. This has to be addressed. It's practical. I can take it anywhere, show it, and tell them to give me answers. So let's not worry about it. Okay, I'll come back to another point, sir. One minute.
This point I will answer it only. This 2 grams, BS has not prescribed it only. When you had your association meetings, everything only, that 2 grams has been agreed to. Then you take up your association again then. And ask the government also for it only then now. See, it is not like that. See, all India basis, people have been called for it. Discussion took place, not one on series of meetings only, where it has been agreed that 2 grams only then now. And you are saying that as a BS only suggested or made it mandatory only 2 grams only then. suppose you have a justification for it only, then again you approach the people, who are representing the Association of Jewelers in the approach meetings, and then through them you ask for it also then.
We will do that. We will do that. No point in arguing about it. We will do it because it's not practical. Whoever said made a mistake, we'll have to accept the mistake and move ahead gracefully. Sir, we have many governments giving 4 grams to eligible marriages for making Mangalyam, Mangal Sutra, Thali. Okay. So now what happens to this?
Tamil Nadu
government is giving. I know other governments are giving. So now this 4 grams is given to this lady or the family to go make her Thali. What happens? She takes 4 grams. She gives it to the Achari. We are going back to the Thali because we spoke about the Thali. There are lots of things like this. She calls the Achari. These are all the things we follow.
I know what you're asking for.
They come to the wedding hall, they melt that coin and make a Thali out of it. So where is the question of having any number, any certification or marking on that? Why should somebody mark one number and give Thali? It's such a sacred thing. Who registers my Thali? No. I don't want my Thali to be registered by somebody and put one number there. There are lots of small things, sir. Why is the jeweler not taken into this?
1 second then. See, suppose somebody is giving a coin to make a jewelry, that will not come under the hallmarking then. You know it then, you don't know. First you tell me that you know it or not. An artisan, you are giving a gold coin, then he makes a jewelry that is exempted from it. It's only comes under a job order. He need not artisans, so many artisans I met them in Kerala and Andhra Pradesh only. In a day they make 2-3 only then. The problem is coming only that the consumer insisting for a hallmark on it. Even though giving artisan, then that is a problem only. For anybody, see, like artisans, they can make jewelry, then they can give it also, then that's not a problem. It's a job work only. Like old jewelry, some lady is having it also, giving it to the artisan. He melt it and make a jewelry and she's taking it back only. Then that is not a sale. It is only the processing and job order only. So that is not covered in that.
So that is
addressed very well. Right. Thank you so much. I will just ask somebody else who wants to address. Thank you so much, sir. That was nice. But what we are trying to tell you again is, when you are making this policy, why the jewelers were not taken into consent on preparation of the policy? That's what we felt it was lacking.
One thing that I think if I remember correctly, Jeweler Association also there in that. That's one thing. Second thing, when a government makes anything mandatory, we publish in the Gazette also. Then asking people their views and everything also. Then so why after making mandatory you're coming there? Why did you not respond it only when you gave 6 months of time? That no, then that is the fault lies with you people also. Then why anything in this country government won't make it mandatory? Then they give enough of time people. Put in the India Gazette also, then asking people that we are making mandatory also. If you got anything, objection, everything only, kindly write to us only then now. So then every individual, not only associate, any individual can write to them also. Then that will be examined by the committee only then that way. So the opportunity is already given to you.
WTO, TBT also.
Even in the WTO also will put it also there, so that then anybody
trying to
sell or something like that. Anybody wants to make jewelry, wants to sell it here also. Then WTO also says that it's a mandatory here. Whatever coming to India, that also has to be mandatory. The moment it comes there, they have to send it to the hallmarking center and get it assessed also. Then that's why we have followed all the procedures only. It's not like that. No, I can understand your emotions and everything only, but I have to do a balance for it only. Today you are constructing a house. Then you wanted the house to be strong only. Then the cement is in mandatory certification, steel is under that. All the wires are ISO marked so that they don't know any fire accident. So from that point, you are now in a business of this one. You come out of that and see it also that what BS does for you only. So now we are, as a consumer, we have to take care of interest only. Then you have a children, then the feeding bottles, that which are used also, that is mandatory will put it also. People say the plastic bottle. No. Because the migration of plastic is going to give children so much of a problem. So that is why that we are not against anybody. Only you are a consumer. No, then when you come out of your business, then so your interest will be protected only. Then even other people like cement persons, will buy a jewelry. His interest will be protected also. Then that is why we are only for the consumers. So that is what can you understand.
We are with you, sir. Please don't even think otherwise. We are with you. But there are this practically. So this pandemic has taken us 3 years back, sir. It's taken us 3 years back. So you have to understand this is not the time for implementation. We are with you on hallmarking. Nothing at all to it. 100%. We want customers to be happy.
Pandemic time only people, really not having much of a money. The need only they that money is much more important than only. Don't say that only then no.
Sir, we are saving the money in their houses, sir. We are saving money in their houses because it is there as a product. Try taking one item from one of the ladies and coming back and giving it. No way, no way. She'll come and change it herself. If you see everybody here, there is something known as gold in them. Mrs. Indra, that bangle she's wearing is beautiful. We would like her to come back and buy more also. So we want products to go to the highest level.
I will tell you that somebody buys a electric iron, then it is only 500 rupees. Even 1 gram of that gold, what is the value of it only? So electric iron doesn't work, there's no problem. They'll throw it also, they'll go for new one. Whereas jewelry, it is not so. Then see, I think you don't know that if so many people, not from jewelry side only, then products also will be catching up. Today you're using a mobile phone. Do you know that your radiation should not affect you only? That is under certification. Any phones come from China here, they have to mandatorily be tested, then certify them also. When all of you open your backside of that mobile phone, see it only, our mark is there as protection only then. So then those people say that no, sir, no problem then. No, nothing like that. We know the problem.
Mobile phone, I return my mobile phone, I'll get nothing, sir. You return my gold, you'll definitely get lots of it.
You know that the mobile phone which are using it have a radiation effect also, then what will happen to the health only then? That is of no, so you will spend it on only.
I got it. I understand standardization is very safe there, even in our thing you're fine, but our goods always has value, even if it comes after 2 generations. So we can't get compared to it.
For all the products, we give a warranty or something. With gold jewelry, as long as HUID is visible, we stand a guarantee for it. That is what we're giving to all the, women.
I'm going to get somebody else to speak.
Thank you. Rama ma'am, I think we have a lot of questions on the chat box. Do you think you can go ahead?
Please, we'll come back later on. You can go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We'll just take maybe.
Rama ma'am.
Yeah, I'm just reading out. Just
Mr.
Finish off.
Praveen wanted to ask.
Can we wind up by 6, madam? Because the one which he postponed for your sake, he's waiting for that.
No, it's over. It
No,
will be
we will
over
definitely
quickly.
finish by 6, ma'am.
These
No,
are
not
the-
to worry.
Yeah, just quickly, a couple of questions.
First thing, I was reading, ma'am.
Yes, please.
I am a retailer, ma'am. I stay in Chittoor. We have Hallmark Center here. And what should we do as per?
Your voice is not clear. It's breaking.
Ma'am, I district, ma'am. There is no Hallmark Center to district.
Chittoor. Yeah, I have noted down the questions. I'm just reading out one by one, please. Just give me 1 second. See, there are about 5 or 6 questions. Maybe I'll ask Sir or Ms. Bhavani to answer. Maybe this is one question. What is the effect of hallmarking on the price of the jewelry?
There is nothing.
Nothing.
There is nothing. Except 35 rupees they'll be charging. No, that is piece only, not by the weight.
Hallmark is related to the fineness. It has no bearing on the cost of the jewelry.
Okay. And so somebody asked, what is HUID? Maybe this is from consumer, not from the jeweler. This is from the consumer, because there's some couple of consumers are also there. Maybe from the non-jewelry stakeholders. What is HUID? So it's a unique identification number.
Like we have a other number, like unique only, the unique identification. Like this is also hallmarking unique identification.
There is a question from Mr. Darshan. He is saying HUIDs are not auto-populating from our suppliers.
What is it? Can you come again?
Yeah, HUIDs are not auto-generated, I guess, from our suppliers. They are not auto-populating from our suppliers, he said. Mr. Darshan.
No, we're not understanding it. See,
yeah. Mr. Darshan, are you there? Can you please maybe elaborate your question? HUIDs are not auto-populating from our suppliers, you mentioned. What does it mean?
Yeah, there was this consignment for us from Maharashtra, wherein the HUIDs, what they had mentioned was not shown on the server or on my portal. And the same consignment, I had to forward it to a customer of mine. As in, he's again a jeweler. So I'm just a trader in between both of them.
Okay.
So he wants that particular HUID on his portal, but the supplier's HUID is not reflecting on my portal. So we were just confused. We just left it for a while.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe these are all the technical operational glitches, I guess. Maybe the
Correct,
frequent
correct.
phase glitches.
Like it's been 10 days, 10 odd days since I've got the supplies from Maharashtra too.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And what I have done hallmark from a center in Chennai, even they are not populating in my category list. Like
Okay.
I've got some black beads done, but black bead is not reflecting in my portal.
In Hallmark Center, HUIDs are not.
See, Madam, then I will answer it also then,
Please,
because similar
please.
questions, no, let them not raise it also.
Please, sir.
The HUID is only a hallmarking center puts it only. Okay. Then it is having a number, then it carries with the number only then.
Yes, sir.
So that, suppose a jeweler gives it to his nearby shop. So what actually happens, I'll tell you in the trade then. We will understood from them only. It's not earlier we were doing it only. If a lady goes to a shop, she asks for some bangles, and the bangle, which she signed somewhere, the design is not in the shop. They don't want to lose the customer. They send it to the nearby shop and get that bangle of the design only, sell it to her only. Then the issue comes only that this sale is being done by this only. Then if he keeps it a record of it only that this many, jewelry with HUID numbers, he got it only the shop. So then, that will be very easy, for him tomorrow to answer it also. The same consumer comes and says that there is a purity less only then. So then naturally the person who sells it only then, who raises a bill only then, so he will be asked to pay the compensation of 2 times only then. That is why they have to keep a record of it only. The record, it facilitates like a serial number of it. Like a serial number only, then keeping it also HUID, then this is what I have transferred to them only then.
There is a question from Mr. Vijay Kade. He is saying, with HUID number, competitor customer will easily find source or wholesaler. Maybe it is a comment, I guess. It is not a question. No, yeah, it's just a feedback. Chittoor district, somebody is asking. Sorry, sir. Sir, you wanted to say something? It is just an observation.
I will tell you then. Now the problem comes, suppose by looking at the jewelry, people can make out this is from that shop to shop. It is not possible because whatever is there, the monogram of a BS only, the triangular one, and that is common for all the jewelry. Then the 9 months of purity also common only for that. Third one is only HUID number. In that is concealed that in the numeric one code, who has really then done the hallmarking. Who is that jeweler who has given it for hallmarking, then they are embracing that. So that is why suppose a retailer shop has got some small monogram, he wants to put on the jewelry, he can put it also very well. We are not objecting for it, provided he should not disturb that hallmarking. He can slightly away from there, he can put it only there.
Okay, ma'am, I think Mr. Prince has raised his hand.
Yeah, maybe we can just request him to do that. Then we can continue
Sir
with
Prince,
the
sir,
questions.
you can go on.
Yeah, please, sir.
Okay, he's not on the thing.
Mr. Prince, I think I saw a couple of hands.
Yeah,
raised.
I think Rakesh is there. Rakesh, on us.
Okay. If they're asking, fine. Otherwise, just 2 or 3 questions we can complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rakesh, you have to unmute.
Yeah, please. Please unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Unable to unmute. Maybe Vijay Lakshmi, Prince, Mr. Jose, can somebody unmute him?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate for all the questions answered very politely and very good way. So I have the one practical question. So when we go to a hallmarking center and give our products, now they are taking minimum timeline of 4 days. And again, when we go back after 3 days and ask them that is the product has been hallmarked, they are saying us that the website.
You go home.
The hallmarking website is not generating the HUID. Because of that, there is a delay of products getting hallmarked. So we are taking at least 7 days to product get hallmarked and come back to our jewelry showroom. So it's just a feedback, and I just wanted you to work on the IT so that
then
even we
I will
have a good rotation of the jewelry.
I understood your question only because I want to complete it fast so that I can take more questions before 6 o'clock.
Yes,
See,
yes, sir.
we will.
Now, listen to me that the hallmarking centers never thought that they'll go to this much of business only. Nobody wants to lose a business. So then their capacity is something that, because now one particular place, there are so many hallmarking centers. See, then only suppose you have been to hallmarking center, nearby jewelers also roped into our system also that they are selling jewelry. So naturally testing takes time also then. That is the delay only from their side. If they are buying another XRM machine, another laser marking machine, we don't have any objection also. Till recently they said that, sir, we do not have a business. Now they have a business, then people are equipping themselves only. Then this problem will be solved only then now. And some of the centers that, like I went to a very big, one a manufacturing one who is a manufacturer jewelry only. In a day, he sends 10,000 jewelry also. Then that is also getting tested and hallmarked only. So the centers can increase the capacity only then now. See, like you have a family of 4 or 5 only. You have a kitchen limitation, all the vessels and everything. Suddenly 20 people come there, you have to buy new vessels and do it also then. Otherwise, you can't make them to starve and wait for it, the next day only then. So this is what actually happens in the business only.
Lakshmi, can you please ask somebody to unmute Mr. Prince?
Yeah, I've done, ma'am. I've told already.
No, it's not. It's still muted. He's unable
No,
to.
I have also tried, and I told Miss Madhuram also to do it.
Okay, it's not happening.
Yeah. Ms.
Yeah.
Anand has come, ma'am. Ms. Anand from GRT has joined.
Yes, just 2 or 3 more questions, Vijayalakshmi. Then we can ask Mr. Anand. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Then Chittoor district, there is no hallmarking center. What to do? Mr. Praveen was asking, sir.
That from Chittoor, we want to set up a center because in 30 kilometers there are 3 centers. Then everybody, see, setting up a hallmark center is a business proposition.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree. If there's a volume, there is a business potential, they have to do it.
There are less number of retailers there, so they can go to 30 kilometers and have it also. There's not a problem.
Yeah.
There's not one, there are 3 centers there.
Yeah. Then there's one from Mr. Ajay Kumar. I hold samples of gold chains and bangle pieces which are not for sale. As per the act, all the samples, whether we have to, all the stock has to be hallmarked is what he is asking. He's got a stock of all the samples of gold chain and bangle pieces which are not meant for sale. So whether all these things have to be hallmarked is what he's asking.
See, then how do we know that it's not for sale? How many pieces is having it also then? So people cannot then find a system in that, certain deviations from it. What we are saying, if it is for exhibition purpose and everything, we said that no problem. You can just display it also without hallmarking also, no problem. So then, but you have to declare it also then. Somebody says for 100 pieces, 100 pieces for my sample purpose, keeping it also, then there is no logic to that. See, we are not saying that, we are finding out the ways and means people can know that circumvent the system then. That is why we are functioning it also. See, genuinely somebody has participated in exhibition, he made some samples also, then he can very well declare it also, then everything only. Then that will be there in record only then now. When he wants to sell, when he are raising a bill for it, he has to mandatorily, then with a hallmark. It's only a bit of a jewelry here for sample purpose and everything. He informs no problem. He is having the large pieces of jewelry and he says for sampling, we have got every reason to doubt that there must be selling it without hallmark.
There's a question from Mr. Kannan. We put tag our physical weight or hallmarking portal weight. Which weight we have to put it on the tag? Physical weight or hallmarking portal weight?
But both should be same only.
Same, no? Why should
the
it
question
be
of
different?
variation. If the bangle is there, then the weight of that is remain same only. Then no. Where is the question of it? No, then weight getting increased. Then. Same only. A bangle comes from hallmarking center with a weight. So they cannot put any studded, jewels and everything into that. They cannot tamper with it only. As and when it is being sold, then the weight remains same only, except a few milligrams only then.
And there's a question from Mr. Ajay Kumar. BIS has stated that I have collected hallmarking charges from the customer, but the ground situation is in the past 20 years, as jewelers, we have not collected any charges from consumers or from customers towards this hallmarking charges. There was a mention also that there is hallmarking charges which jewelers are recovering from the customers or consumers. So Mr. Ajay Kumar is saying this is in industry, they are not doing that. This is not the practice.
Madam, please ask Ajay Kumar how much is charging from customers. Let me know that how much.
Ajay ji. Mr. Ajay Kumar, you're there, sir? Maybe I guess he's not there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Yeah, please, can you please?
Sir, Mr. Prasad Rao, my answer is very clear. We have never charged an hallmarking charge from the consumer. We only take a production cost, whatever it is, a value addition charges, making charges, cost of other things. But as a hallmarking charge in practice, we have never mentioned to consumer what it is or what we have paid. We have upfront paid to the hallmarking agency and never collected the renewal fee, any fee of our individual hallmarking till date. That I hope that suffices your question, sir.
When you were not charging earlier, why should you charge separately now? So what is the change
in your act that we should state in the bill? That is why my question, sir. When I have never charged, that's why I'm asking, how can I state in the bill that I have collected, sir?
Yeah, that was the question, right? That was what he was asking. Yes.
That the hallmark charges are included, you will give so much of discounts for people also, then you give it also, make it a mention of 35 rupees. Don't charge them, they'll be happy. Madam, are you not happy then? Suppose somebody gives you that. So naturally then no.
Business practices. What is
Hallmarking charge prior to 1st January 2017 was 25 rupees. And now from 1st January 2017, it is 35 rupees.
Yes, ma'am, that's what they are saying. They don't do it as a practice. So the act says that you need to, there's a bill, the manner in which we print the bill, it has to be there. So how do we do it is what we are asking. Yes, yes.
Madam, I will tell you the reasons for it. Somebody is charging you, that's a service only. Somebody is charging 35 rupees. If it is not hallmark, then no, that punishment again gets doubled then. It's a cheating also comes into the picture only. Right. That is one of the reasons for it also then. Not only hallmark, then when you're charging hallmark, no, then charges for it, it happens to be non-hallmarked one. Then definitely will take it to that, no, then seriously also. I think I'm there audible or not?
Yeah, very much. Now, Mr. Prince.
What actually I was expecting people only that way. Everywhere I went, then they asked me only once. But here nobody asked me that. That question itself I'll ask now. See, now everywhere people ask me also the 2 grams you are given exemption. Small items, no, less than 2 grams. But suppose, can you do hallmarking for the 2 grams also? Can you sell it also? Then I said, very well. When I went to the Thrissur then, where the 2 grams, no, consumers are asking for it only. Even the 2 grams also, I want it to be hallmarked then. That is awareness growing in the public then. Tomorrow also, no, we will be advertising so much there. And the important HUID for the consumers. So we are trying to tell the women that when you buy a jewelry, look for the, HUID, which guarantees in all the aspects of it only. So if today they're asking for hallmarking only, hallmark jewelry or not, tomorrow they will ensure it also when you're buying it. In case no, then really with HUID or not only. The time is definitely will come then.
Ma'am, I welcome Mr. Ananta Padmanabhan, the managing director of GRT Group, a pioneer of the jewelry sector, and I request, he is also the executive committee member of the chamber. I request him to please present the industry views so that his industry views can cover some of the questions. Sir, over to you, sir.
A very happy evening and namaskaram to all of you. Thank you for the kind words, man. There are much more senior people than me in this forum here. I'm not so senior. Sir, thank you for your time, sir. But all I would just like to say is, as a government agency, you should also facilitate ease of doing business. So please help us, sir. We definitely want to give hallmark jewelry to the customer. There is not even the slightest doubt, for which we need your blessings and your cooperation, sir. But we are just worried about the implementation process, which is giving various hassles. Indian jewelry is predominantly handmade. That is about 90 to 95% handmade, sir. We also pay labor per piece per day, per kg like that. Now, if the jewelry is held up for 5 days, 6 days in a hallmarking center, we cannot get the gold and start production again. That labor, which is more than 100, 2,000, 100,000, 200,000 people, will not get paid for 4 or 5 days, sir. So the labor is a challenge, sir. Please consider that the delay is costing not only the jewelers, but the karigars who are at the bottom of the chain, they will not get paid for 4 or 5 days. But anything that is good for the customer is definitely good for the business. We have been selling hallmark jewelry from the day of implementation. Our stores are all 100% hallmark. So we are working with you. We are not against hallmarking at all. But please make it ease. Like our Honorable Prime Minister is always saying, sir, ease of doing business is very, very important. Anything that you do should be helping to us and to the consumer. It should not be counterproductive, sir. We need your blessings, your cooperation, your good office to help us make this successful. We also want it to be successful, sir. We are not worried about hallmarking at all. HUID, neither the infrastructure is ready, the hallmarking centers are not ready, the jewelers are not ready, there are not enough machines. Sir, you very beautifully said keep on increasing the machines, sir. The hallmarking centers are in very prime commercial areas. They cannot just expand their office. It's very difficult. We will definitely work with you, sir, but it will not happen overnight. See, for example, if I want to get the flat next door, it might take 6 months, 1 year also. So kindly consider that also, sir. That expanding a business in a very commercial area is not easy. And it also involves a lot of investment, which I'm sure you're much more aware than me, sir. Speaking for a jeweler, sir, we are known for our trust. That is how the name Family Jeweler came into being. We definitely, anything that is good for the customer, we will encourage, we will work with you, but we are only requesting your blessings that you will work with us. Take us on to your team. You don't have to say BAS separately, jeweler separately, sir. We will be honored to work with you for the good of the customer. Please understand our difficulties, which are practical, sir. That's all. Things like money, labor, time. See, a hallmarking center having 100 kilos of gold is more than 50 crores. No hallmarking center has that kind of insurance, that kind of protection. This I cannot even say in a public forum. What was there like 1 kilo, 2 kilos before now have 50 crores. Not even a bank will have so much gold in that part of. That is a huge security risk. That much gold getting locked up in a hallmarking center is not good for anybody, sir, especially for BIS. We are only asking you to consider our practical problems and help us to help you to help us, sir. Thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate you listening to us. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Anand Padmanabhan, then see, BAS, don't expect blessings from BAS. The blessings come from the consumers. All the women, they bless you that when they get a gold jewelry of the purity, then it is supposed to be there on that.
No, we need your blessings to achieve that, sir. You are working with us. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what I'm saying, that all the women of the country really bless the industry itself only, that when they're happy that the jewelry is not only, that designs and everything, there's a value into that, gold into that. That's the first thing. Second thing is only the centers. I'll tell you that. I think I'm listening your views only, that we'll listen to the AHC centers also. When you told them to set up center, they told you, sir, where is the business for it? When you're making it mandatory. So till it becomes a mandatory, they say that, sir, there's no guarantee for me. So many centers are not getting any business at all then now. Now it has become mandatory. So many applications are pouring in then, because people know that there is a money in that. So people are coming forward only then now. There is a slight gap in that, because overnight they cannot have it also then. Then coming to that, in T Nagar, maybe I don't know, there are in T Nagar?
Yeah.
In T Nagar, the space may be less. They can set up another center there. That is not a problem at all then now. They can have another, because the business is important. Business dynamics will change that, then whole system also then that way. So
before BIS made it mandatory, sir, most of the South Indian jewelers made hallmarking mandatory. We are doing 100% hallmark jewelry for the past 10 years now.
No. So sorry. You are not doing it only. Consumers are asking for it only. The awareness of the women is very much in South, because advertisements being given, the film stars and everything. We studied it also then. There, everybody comes onto that, and TV and advertisement, they say that hallmark only. So that is percolated into the minds of the women only. So they insisted for a hallmark, and people are forced to get a hallmark and sell it also then. That is the reality of it only. Because we see, I also was a DDG hallmarking also then that way then, before coming over here only then. So it is not like that. Now today also, if the woman asks for HUID, then naturally everybody will know then HUID only then. That's what I think. Sometime back, I think you may join late also. Then in Kerala, 2 grams also that exempted. Still people insist for hallmark also then, because the awareness is so much in the state of Kerala only then. So then we told them also, okay, you send it to hallmarking, 35 rupees they charge it also then, but consumer is asking for it, then there's no other way also for it only.
Despite it being exempted in the QC order, the customers there are demanding for hallmarking for less than 2 gram weight jewelry.
Then coming to your insurance and everything also, we told the centers only then to increase that only then now, because earlier they were having a less, weight of the jewelry only then, less grams of it or kilograms. So now they increase then, correspondingly they have to increase it also, because now business also grown only. Earlier they were having an excuse that I don't have a business, sir. Now they have got enough of business. They can afford to have increased that insurance part also then. That also talking to them only.
Sir, actually this is part of the Indian standard against which they are recognized. They have to have minimum of 10 lakhs and that insurance should depend on the jewelry they are hallmarking. So this is already covered in the Indian standard. So our officers are also making visits daily to all the assaying and hallmarking centers, and this aspect is being actually verified, and in case it is not confirming, they are actually being informed to meet the Indian standard requirements.
Ma'am, this HUID is only till the hallmarking center, ma'am. It's not till the jeweler. Is that right?
It is only hallmark up to the hallmarking center.
So the jewelers need not maintain any account of which jewelry has gone in HUID terms?
When you are sending a jewelry through a portal, you have all the data with you.
Now, when we bill it to the customer, do we have to mention the HUID number, sir?
No, not necessary. Not necessary. But only thing you should mention, I think you joined very late only, missed everything only then. So you have joined late.
Yes, sir.
See, what actually I told them also that, first is that it's a 916, no, then the characters has to be given.
Yes, sir.
That's very important. Then you write also that it's hallmark jewelry with HUID. Because know that there were 2 systems, so old jewelry people may be having it also then.
Yeah.
Then okay, hallmarking charges as usual, because the charges are, no, then corroborates it also. Then somebody is sold a non-hallmarking jewelry and he charges them 35. Then the Consumer Protection Act also, their case will be filed also, other than BS Act.
So HUID number need not be mentioned on the bill.
Not necessary.
Not necessary.
Thank you, sir. Anyway, thank you, sir. What I meant by your blessings is we cannot survive without a government agency, sir. We need your support in the long run, but let us be.
We are only for you only then now. You are seeing us as a government authority then. But no, for you, hallmarking is authority. All others, no, then we are only that. This is the only organization always, no, then we keep the consumer interest in mind also then. That's what I think I told people also then. How it protects your lives also. Children.
Ma'am, one more question. No, last, Prince and Jose.
Mr. Prince, Mr. Prince, last query.
Yeah, hi, sir. Hi, ma'am. I'm Mr. Prince's son here. Actually, Dad is attending in another room. So I just have one question, sir. When we are sending for hallmarking, we send around, say, 1 kilos or 2 kilos or 5 kilos. But in that, they would take certain items on a random list from your portal, and that had to be cut and then had to be tested, if I'm correct. I hope that process is correct.
It's a random sample. How do we know that jewelry has got the purity which is declared only then now?
Correct.
There is a procedure only then now. Procedure is only like that. Suppose there are a lot of 40 or something like that. What is that? Bhavani? 40. In that one piece is taken and cut it also. Other pieces XRF is being done only then. That particular goes for fire essay, comes back, it passes only, then that particular knot is considered as passing only, then they put HUID number and give it back to you. And whatever cut piece, no, then now it becomes a coordinate and that is also returning to you only then now.
Correct, sir. So
but I this was doing it also, you are in the business for long. Why you are asking question now?
Yes, but in that, if I have a customer order item in it, but if you are going to cut that customer order item, how will I be able to deliver it to my customer the next day or the same day when it comes back from the hallmarking center?
Then there are different procedures also then. One is the scrapping then, one is the micro drilling, And these are the methods adopting it also then, because this is not the first time we have been doing it, involved in the 20 years. So 20 years only then. Suddenly why this problem comes now? 20 years it has been done also then. People have been sending it also then. Otherwise, you feel that without hallmark, without saying, are they putting hallmark then?
When the random sampling is taken, when the customer's order sample is being done, what do I answer the customer? Practically, if you come to my shop also, if that happens, how will I answer you?
Today, there must be some issues, but people start understanding it also then. Because you want to have, the purity has to be there then this is a method also for it. XRF is not giving 100%. So many instances we found that top portion of the jewelry is of 916, bottom of is only much less than that also then. Because when a lady uses that bangle then, after wear and tear then, that 22, then the 14 comes out of it also then it becomes a problem also then for it. So that is why we have to necessarily cut.
So, but if it is a customer sentimental occasion the next day, for example, in your own house, if it happens, what will we do, sir?
Like I'm telling you, if it's a necklace, then they micro drilling, they can take a sample. And that can be filled also. Then micro drilling is so much. They take only 200 milligrams of it also. Then
they're not taking
they are not cutting it also anything only then.
No, when we are receiving the jewelry back, it is being cut into the pieces. So we will not be able to solder it back, but we'll have to redo that entire piece.
No, you have to melt it only where the question of soldering only. Then no, you are not permitted to solder it also. Then if you are doing it, that is also.
Even the hallmarking is passed, they will not do the HI, but that particular piece, I'll have to melt it. But in case if I have to give it for the customer the next day, what do I answer the customer?
If suppose the bangles and everything, one bangle, small piece they are cutting out of it. If it is only that ear ring or something what is there, then they are cutting in that also. A ring and everything in the lot only. If a necklace, there is different ways to take it from micro drilling, that 300 milligrams from different spots also then by slightly drilling it also. So that also not the front portion of it. The portion which is not been, then now affecting that beauty of the particular jewelry only. So this has been done many times. Years together only.
And this is a scientific way of doing also.
Yeah, now it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell, madam. Tell.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, it's getting, can we?
No, madam, I have to go somewhere also then. Now I have to
Yes, last, I think Mr. Perumal has been waiting in the queue for long.
No, that is Mr. Perumal's question is about hallmarking procedure. So that BIS has got lots of literature and videos on the website. I will share it with him because he wants to know about how to get a hallmarking license, how to set up and kind of opportunities, which requires a detailed explanation. So the process, he wants to know the process. I will mail him the details. That's what I responded to him.
Yeah. Now we can close this.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot for a very, very informative presentation, Ms. Bhavani ma'am, and thank you very much, sir, for the excellent Q&A that you have answered for all the people. I thank the president. I thank all the executive committee members. I thank Mr. G.R. Ananthapadmanabhan, Mr. Prashant Kumar for having participated in today's program, and I'm sure that the program would have been very useful for the participants. For all the queries and which have been posted in the chat box, definitely we will take the answers from the BIS and then we'll respond to the participants soon. And I also request Ms. Bhavani ma'am to please share the presentation, because the presentation and recording is required by all the participants of today's program. I would be thankful if the presentation is shared by mail, ma'am, so that I can send it to the participants. Yeah, please, ma'am. I thank Ms. Rama ma'am for initiating such a vibrant program. Sure, ma'am, we will do much more industry education program for each and every sector. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.